friends, it's Bella and welcome to Beauty on a Budget. Now, you must have heard me say in another video, I'm sure, that to me this is absolutely fantastic news. Wet n Wild have come to the UK. So far they're in one store, which is Boots. I had absolutely no idea. I do believe I've mentioned this before, but I was talking about Wet n Wild in a video, and my friend Chloe, one of my lovely subscriber friends, said, do you know, Bella, they do it now in Boots. And I was so thrilled. I immediately went onto the website. And yes, they do. They do a good range of Wet n Wild. And I hope it continues. I really do, because I just love Wet n Wild so much. So let's see what I picked up. I picked up 3 palettes. The 3 palettes is what I want to talk about today. I've got a couple of other things, but I want to talk about the palette specifically today because I love Wet n Wild's eyeshadow formula. So this is the first one. It's these palettes, which I'm sure you've seen. Oh, sorry about the light, guys. I'm sure you've seen our lovely ladies do this. Look at the light. So that one is called Roses in the Air. I haven't compared it, but I would say the colour line is along the colours of Modern Renaissance, those type of tones. And it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. I've swatched it, but I haven't worn it as yet. The second one is Nude Awakening, which is just a very classic palette. Although it has got like the peach tone and the pinker tone according to how you want to, you know, have your nude look go. And the difference in the new palettes and the old palettes, one of the differences, is that the new palettes have got transition shades. So this, you know, my all-time favourite palette, of course you do, it's the Comfort Zone. So this is the new Comfort Zone. You can see I've had a go at that. I love that monochrome colour. So you can see that's actually what I've got on now. See, yeah. I've got, what have I worked in? I've got the monochrome blue. I can't see it. It's called on the back, I think what it's called, is it? I'm not sure. But it's got this, it's like a monochrome blue and it goes red at a certain angle. It's hard to see, but not horrible. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. And I've got the pink one on my lid. And I've got the whiter one. I've got the whiter one here, which is actually a cream. It's looking much whiter on camera. And I've put that, as I put the greener one, I blended it out with that. But if I can see the actual colours, guys, because I'm just telling you. No, it doesn't state the colours. It just states what they're for. And what you would use for a day and what you would use for a night. They just give you suggestions, look suggestions, day, night. But when I first got the Comfort Zone, I thought, yes, the colours are exactly the same. You do not get the 2 transitions in the original palette. So I thought, I wonder if there's any other difference. So I got out my original palette, which has always been my all-time favourite palette. You know, guys, of all time, this is my favourite palette. And I like the pink, you can see. So, what I wanted to do was do a side-by-side comparison with swatches and see if you can tell any difference. Or, I haven't done this myself, so we can sort of see together if there's any difference. So, let's start with the lightest one. That's, I don't know if you'll see that on camera. That's the new one. And That's the old one. So they look almost the same. I'd say they were the same. The next one up is, it doesn't look like they're set out the same in the palette either. No, they're not. So the next one up is, I love these. I love the pigmentation of these palettes. That's the old one. That's the brownie colour. I think I put a bit too much. I forget how pigmented they are. And this would be the new one. Let's use a different finger because otherwise it's cheating, isn't it? Sorry, it's shaking while I'm doing it. I'm not so sure where that one goes, to be perfectly honest. I'm not sure. Let me have a look. I think the older one is a little denser, is a little more pigmented. Did you find that if you've got both the palettes? Although they're both incredibly lovely. Let's wipe the colour off my hands. So the next one up in this one is this sort of champagne colour. Where can I do that? Let's find a bit of room here. So that's the new one. And this is, let's use another finger. Try not to cheat you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm shaking the table. Let's see. That is the old one. They don't look exactly the same colour, do they? That's the new one and that's the old one. No, I'd say that was the old one. It's got more silvery in it. And the new one looks a bit more coppery. But if you look at them in the pan, they look the same. Right, what's the next one up? The next one we'll do is the pinky one, which I love. Wipe my hands again. Getting in a mess here. We'll do the pinky one, which is one of my favourites. Let's try another piece of my arm. I'm useless at swatches, guys. Let me just do it like that and you can see. Not probably the best part of my arm to show. That's the old one. Oh, I've put my hand in one of the other colours there. And that's the new one. Now, in that case, I'd say the new one is slightly browner, possibly. But I'd say the new one is more pigmented as well. But they are both really pigmented. But I would say... I'd say that the new one has got slightly more red in it. This is the new one, this is the older one. I think so. Let's wipe my hands off again. What colours haven't I done? Okay, we haven't done the black. So, this is the black. I'll put them on the back of my hands in the new one. That's just one little swatch, guys. I mean, they've really got it right, these guys. And this is the old one. That's the new one, that's the old one. I'd say much of a much. It's probably the way I've done the swatch. On there, I'd say the new one looks a bit more pigmented. But, looks much of a much. Let's start on the other arm. Now we're going to go into the green. There's no colours put on them, and there isn't any colours on the old one either. Right. So this is the green. Oh, sorry. This is the green. I'm not doing it in the right place for a start. That's the green on the new one. And that's the green on the old one. So that's the new one and that's the old one. I'd say that was much of a much. I don't think there's a lot of difference there, if any. Okay, one last one to try, and that's the monochrome that I love. So let's try with this one. Is the new one. Now you can see, can you see the actual monochrome there? You see how I mean it looks a bit pinky one way and then you get that shot of blue? It's on my eyes. I love it. And this is the old one, which is well worn. So it's difficult to tell because it's all according where I've sort of put my hand on the... But I would say, looking at them here, that that's quite much of a much. Maybe the red's showing up a little bit more in this one. It's all according how I've placed it, really. It's hard to tell because another way around it would show different because it's, you know, the monochrome. But I would say they were much of a much. And that pigmentation is one little swipe. I mean, they are lovely. I would always say they're on par with high-end palettes. But there is a few others that I didn't get. I never used the pedal pusher that much, which is the bluey lilac-y tones. I never used the pedal pusher that much in this palette, but I've got it. So I didn't get a new one of those. I certainly got a new Comfort Zone because it's just my all-time favourite. I got the Rose, is it? What are we calling that again, guys? Rose in the Air. That's the one that I would say is similar to the Modern Renaissance colours. And then just a nice classic nude palette. So I am so thrilled with that. I'm so thrilled Wet n Wild are here because I've always absolutely loved them. I love their foundations. The Photo Focus Foundations is one of my favourite foundations ever. That's a little, we won't talk about that because that may be appearing soon. So that is one of my favourite foundations ever. The Bronzer Reservio Cabana, which to me is more sort of an all-over type palette. I don't think Reservio Cabana is particularly a bronzer. Not on my tone of skin anyway, but I use it. I certainly use it, Rimmel. I love it. In the summer, I love that. So I think Wet n Wild have got it right in a lot of departments. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. Thank you so much, Boots. I'm just hoping you keep the line going. And for Chloe, thank you, Chloe, again for reminding me and telling me that we can get it at Boots, because I'd never known that without you. Thank you so much. So that's my little Wet n Wild eye collection. Again, that's the look that I've got from the Comfort Zone today. And I'm really happy with it. I always have been with Wet n Wild. So thank you for joining me today, my friends. I will be back again on Tuesday. I can't remember what I've got as yet. I've filmed a few videos, but I'm not sure if one's going up Tuesday or what I'm doing. I try to schedule them so that they, you know, can entertain you the best way and it's not all the same thing at the same time, you know. I do my best anyway. So I'll see you again Tuesday. You have a lovely weekend and take care of yourselves. And I love you all. Bye, guys. Bye.